Hey everybody, we are back with another review, and today we're going to be doing our second installment in something a series I'm going to be starting called Survival Saturdays. So I'm going to be, I don't know how often I'll be uploading videos for that particular series, but it will be only on Saturdays, so stay tuned for that. But without further ado, let's hop right into this review, and let's check out my Edc Loadout for 2021. This is something that always goes with me everywhere I go, unless it's a place that restricts me to carry certain things. Which is most places in Colorado. You can't go to most venues with a knife, whether it be a folding blade, a Leatherman, or a fixed blade like this. So, or even this little SOG knife on your keychain. If they know that you have that, that's got to go too. But anyway, let's hop into what I bring with me every single day and what I carry with me all the time. This is some of the stuff's been with me for over 10 years. And some of the stuff is new additions to the kit, but we're going to go through everything and show you what I carry with me. So I'm going to move everything off to the side here, and we'll go through everything that's here on the table, and then we'll bring it back on the table as we go through them. So, all right, first things first, I definitely like these silicone wedding bands that they have available now. Again, when it gets cold out here in Colorado, it's nice to be able to switch seasonally to something that when my skin shrinks and my fingers shrinks, my ring doesn't just slide off my damn hand. So that is something straight out the gate. I don't have to worry about losing my ring or anything like that. So this is definitely everyday carry for at least half the year. So we got the Groove Life. I got the Mossy Oak saw blades pattern there for that one. I know it doesn't match the shirt, but that's my favorite Mossy Oak pattern. Like I said, these silicone bands, they come from a number of companies. This one's from Groove Life. They have this like little pattern on the inside, so it doesn't really adhere to your skin like some of the silicone ones will if you leave them on too long. But Groove Life is definitely it's a lightweight band, which is nice. There are some thicker ones out there that are a little bit more heavier duty, but like I said, a lightweight silicone band like this really comes in handy, especially when you're going out into the woods, going out camping, going places, especially when it's cold. This is something you want to have with you because it's going to be a nice snug fit. Next, I always carry with me a Bic lighter. So we got the gray Bic lighter right there. That is instant fire. So that is something that is super important to be able to have instant fire like that. I mean, there's other ways of making fire, of course, but the most convenience is having instant fire. So next, what I think we're going to do is we're going to go through my key rings, and we'll go to my optics, and then we'll go to the phone and everything. So I got the Night Eyes system here, the quick release system. This one is actually a real carabiner for 75-pound load, which would be great to be able to hang my gear bag for my bug out bag, or any type of bag that I have with me for a loadout. If I'm going on a small trip, I definitely bring bags with me in case of emergency situations, and this is a great carabiner straight out the gate to hang that from. And also you can hang it from your belt loop if you don't want to lose your keys. If you're going to be climbing or hopping over things, you're also going to want to be able to be mobile and not lose your keys. So clip this to your belt loop and you're good to go. Like I said, these are the quick release system for these, and we'll go through each one of these again. Car key, house key, of course, standard. But like over here, we'll pop this one off. This is the SOG key, but it's a knife too. So this is a great little knife that I like to carry with me for utility purposes. As you can see, I still got some box tape on there. It's great for cutting open boxes, and to be honest with you, it's good if you need to get something quick, like if you need to cut your seatbelt off, you roll your car, or something bad happens, you could just reach by the keys, by the ignition, pop this off, flip it open, cut your seatbelt, and get out of your vehicle. A lot of times you won't have the ability to reach behind for your holster to grab your knife. You might not even have the ability to because of the way you're positioned. So something like this is always going to be on your ignition key, and you can cut your seatbelt with it. Like I said, I like the quick disconnect system just because it gets on and off very easy, and I don't have to worry about pushing a locking mechanism up and down. I could just literally push it down and pop it off. It's not something I have to fuss with something to push it up and down, so I could release this and that. In a situation like I would need this for, I need it to be fast and easily accessible. Knock on wood, have not lost any keys on this without having locks on them on this quick disconnect system. So, and I've been using this quick disconnect system about 4 years. And I still, like I said, I haven't lost. These were originally black. You can kind of see in the middle there, there's some of the original paint, but these were black at one point. So yeah, we got over here, this is a Leatherman, I think it's called the Bruiser, that's what it's called. It's the Bruiser. So it's got a bottle opener, it's got a can opener on there, it's got a little pry, it's even got a little wrench socket right there, which is pretty cool. Some traction bars on the side, which is nice. But again, it's nice to have a bottle opener that's readily accessible. You're not busting out your full Leatherman or your Swiss Army knife or something to bust open a bottle. Sometimes it's nice to have a quick, convenient, lightweight bottle opener. Next, we got my Fire Steel. So this is actually a two-parter right here. So you got the Light My Fire little scratcher, which came with it as well, but you got the, look at that, plastic molded on the end there for an easy handle. So, I mean, again, the ferrocerium rod on this one is not that thick. You could see it's kind of a thin rod. I'd say it's about maybe 1/4 of an inch, if you were to say, in thickness. But it's something, again, I mean, I used it. I have not used it very often. But this has been with me for at least 10 years, I'd say. I got this when I first moved out to Colorado, so this is something that's been with me for a while. You can see the grime and buildup on this. Like I said, this has probably been with me, one of the ones that's been with me the longest. But again, this is essential right here. So you want to make a fire, this is definitely essential to make a fire. If your Bic lighter doesn't work, this is going to be something that's going to help you out as well. Next, let's move to the last thing on my key ring that is part of my loadout. So we got the Leatherman mic right here. This is the scissor version of the mini Leathermans. Now, again, it has some nice scissors. Again, another thing that you can use to clip your seatbelt if you get caught in your vehicle. I mean, a lot of people live near the water. That's another reason why a lot of people have those hammers to bust out the window. And then on the other end of the hammer, usually there's a thing there to cut your seatbelt, because that is a thing. I know it sounds weird me talking about this, and most EDC loadouts don't even discuss that type of stuff, but when that situation presents itself, you shouldn't have to think much to be able to get yourself out of that situation. That should be something that should be second nature, and it should be very easy to get. Again, no locking mechanisms on mine, just in case I need it. You never know. Anyway, Leatherman micro right here. So it's the scissor version of the small micro Leathermans, and it does have some nice traction bars here on the other side that also double up as a little ruler. So let's pop that down, and then let's check out this side. So this side has a file on it, a little pick for cleaning under your nails, for light grooming right there. We have a flathead surface right there for doing flathead, a little mini pry in a way too, and it also could be used to get under things and lift things up if you would. And then next on this side we have the blade, which is actually very sharp. It's a very nice blade too, a good utility blade. Not one that I use very often. I'd rather use the SOG one over this, just because it's a little bit more convenient. I don't have to actually dig and pull this out and unfold everything, if you would. So let's pop this side closed, and then we'll open up the other side and check out what we got in there. So in this side, we got a nice little flathead again there, and another little mini pry and a bottle opener on there, which is pretty cool. Let's pull open the, look at that, another Phillips screwdriver there. So you have multiple ways to unscrew things, which is great. And you know what's nice about this one also? It comes with some tweezers, which is something that can come in handy a lot, especially when you can get splinter, you can get a piece of metal stuck in your skin, or for anything. You could even use it for some light surgical needs to remove something out of a wound, if you would. But most things don't really have tweezers on them, and if they do, they're removable. Something like this is nice. You can't really lose them. They can't slide out in your pocket. They're actually attached to the unit itself, which is very nice. So some tweezers. I mean, the amount of tools that I already have shown you guys, I haven't even gone through most of my loadout here, but this is it's a good start though, that's for sure. Let's put the keys over here. Next, let's do this. Let's hop into my optics. Nobody really talks about optics when it comes to loadouts, but these are my Costa Del Mar double hauls, and these have the Realtree. You can see the Realtree logo there. There's the product number there. Double haul from Costa Del Mar. Now these I've been rocking for about 10 years. These have the mirror lens right there, which is green mirror lens, and these are the 580 lenses, which you can see that right there, the 580 lenses. So these are actually glass lenses. These optics have been with me for a long time. You can see the wear marks on the underside of the frame where the camo pattern's worn off. I mean, I love these glasses. They're expensive, very expensive glasses, but they're good glasses. And nonetheless, when you have good optics like this, you want to make sure you take care of them. So me, I carry these little spuds. You can get these at Bass Pro. I got these at Cabela's. I have another one that's Bass Pro with different camo pattern on it. But this is great for cleaning your optics. Now, I only use this rag right here to clean my glasses. And it's something that you could actually clip onto, I like to clip mine onto the zipper of my jacket, or you can clip it onto the tensioner on the bottom of your jacket. A lot of jackets will have these tensioner pulleys on the bottom of them to kind of secure them to your waist. You could always just clip that to that and it'll just hang on your side, or you can do what I do and actually put the main zipper and have this hanging from it. And again, it just is a little terry cloth, microfiber cloth, and it just kind of tucks back in there like that. You can see I've been taking this with me for a very long time. The pattern is very worn and saturated on this. I don't even know if they make this style anymore, but I do know the brand Spud still exists. They still make these. You can use them also in the field if you wanted to wipe your actual scopes with them or your actual optics. But in regards to light optics, this is something that I carry with me every day. I always wear sunglasses. I mean, we're a mile above sea level up here in Denver. So, the sun is extremely bright. So having some sunglasses really does help out. I mean, especially being out here and being able to clean your glasses is another thing too, because you don't want to just use your shirt, because eventually you're gonna ruin your glasses. So use a dedicated cloth or a towel like that is essential, and again, an everyday carry item for me. Next, let's hop into we'll do the phone. So phone, again, just a standard iPhone case. It's a camo pattern, of course, but I don't carry a flashlight. I don't have a flashlight on my keychain, but I do have a flashlight built into my phone. Most people have a phone. It's battery powered, so it's something that you always have on you. So why carry something else? I mean, something like this might be too much of a redundancy to have a flashlight and to have a flashlight on your keychain. But the great thing about having a phone case like this, and most phone cases are like this, whether it be a hard one, a soft one, or something, but there's usually a case that you can snap around your phone. Now, the great part about having a case, let's pop this off here. Let's pop the case off and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Best part about having a case like this is you can hide stuff behind it. Now, it's not something you're going to need to go in and out of all the damn time, but it's something that you can hide if you have an emergency and you need some extra cash or something like that, or you just need to get home. It's always good to have some extra cash on you. So what I recommend doing is I'm going to pop all these clips and I'll show you. Hiding some cash behind your phone. I mean, you could have some small bills back there. I got a couple 10s and a 20 back there. You just hide it back there. You just put the case back together again. I mean, you could put a $100 bill back there. I wouldn't recommend doing a $100 bill just because how do you break a $100 bill? So I'd recommend carrying a couple smaller bills, because that's just me personally. But again, then we snap the case back on, and it's not even, no one's the wiser that you got money back there. Now, again, you're getting robbed or something like that, you're going to lose this money no matter what. The purpose of having this money, because they're going to take your phone, the purpose of having this money back there is it's for you to know that you have some kind of cash back there as an emergency source for yourself. And it's always good to be prepared in that type of a situation as well. You never know what's going to happen in regards to where you're at, or you need to get some gas, or you need to give a tip to a tow truck driver who just towed you or something with AAA or something like that, and you just don't have any cash on you, you've been carrying your cards with you. This is a perfect way to have some extra cash on you and not over encumber your wallet. Again, if you want, I could do my Edc Loadout with my wallet, which is really just a money clip, but other than that, this is really my loadout right here. So a money clip isn't really going to do anything. I guess you could use it as a mini pry or something, but yeah. Anyway, let's go with some of my holster items. So these are some of my, I have 3 holsters that I carry with me on my belt. The first one is a case. This is a case holster. This is a very old one. I've been carrying this with me for a very long time. And this one carries my Leatherman Rev. So there's the Leatherman Rev right there. Pretty dope, huh? This is a great Leatherman in regards to the things that I have in there. The tools that I have available. So like I said, the Micro has the scissors. This one has some nice pliers, which are nice and easily accessible. And then I'll do the blade first. I'll show you the blade. Let's close it back up and we'll pop the blade out. There's the blade right there, which is pretty sweet. And then again, it has a nice lock to it as well. Again, this isn't a full gear review. I'm just kind of showing you the tools that I have with me on my loadout. Now again, I like the pliers for the main larger Leatherman multi-tool. I like the smaller one for the scissors because they do have, different types of Leatherman, obviously, and you could swap stuff out and do all kinds of customization options with these. But I like the pliers with the little wire strippers right there, the wire cutters at the base, which is really nice. You also have some really nice wide mouth pliers to opening up some nuts, and some fine-tuned ones to also do some fine, intricate work right there as well. And then we have some tools that come with this as well. So let's pop these out, see if I can get them splayed out for you. First, we have a bottle opener right here with a nice blade on the end, which is really nice for cutting into things, opening cans. From the top, we have a file, which is nice for some grooming. We have a short measuring in inches and centimeters. Next, we have one of these tools that you can use to, again, cut your seatbelt off. That's what that could be used for. It could be used for a multitude of things, skinning small animals. Lots of things that could be used for that little hook. So again, lots of little tools on this Leatherman. I mean, amongst everything that I have here, there's a lot of tools accessible here. Now we have some more redundancy, because we had a Phillips and a flathead screwdriver on this micro keychain. Now we have an actual flathead and Phillips full-size foldable tools right there. So basically, I have multiple ways I could open up smaller screws, and I could also open up larger ones with this Rev. So again, this is a really sweet Leatherman, probably one of my favorites that they actually have out there. And again, when it comes to multi-tools, Leatherman's the best, right? So let's move on to the next one that I do have in a holster, which is another case holster. This is the Trapper, and this one holds my M16 Cricket. So this is going to be a knife that I have been carrying with me for a very long time. The M16 has done me well. I like the serrated blade on it, and I also like the non-serrated tip on there as well. It's got this nice box tip. I love that. And again, it's a black blade. It's just a nice foldable blade. And it's a lightweight knife, real lightweight knife. Cricut does make some really great knives. I've had some really bad knives that Cricut made as well. Some of their ones, and this actually the model before I bought this one, it had a plastic outer I don't know, like a protector on it between the metal, because it was like metal with plastic outer. And anyway, the plastic ended up breaking off, and it ended up like basically not being, you know, a fully usable knife, which kind of sucks. But I went with the full metal skeleton this time with this Cricut. So love the M16. I actually have an M16, another M16 also that doesn't have the serrated part, and it also has a fully straight blade right there, which is really nice, and I like that as well. But I keep with me the serrated one and the part non-serrated, so definitely dig that for my everyday carry as well. Let's slide that in there. And again, I do like my holsters in regards to keeping these things easily accessible, if you would. Now the next one, lastly on the list, is going to be my fixed blade carry. This is going to be a newer addition to my lineup here. I used to carry a 4-inch, exact 4-inch blade as my carry, but I kind of toned it back a bit. This is a 3.9, which is great. And this is from Ontario Knife Company, and it's got a laminated wood finish. It's got a carbon steel blade, high carbon steel blade. And again, 3.9 inches on that. Overall length's just under 8 inches, which is nice. And again, the laminated hardwood is really nice for a look on there. It's a nice, sturdy blade, full tang, and it doesn't feel like that wood's gonna bust off in your hand. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't feel like the wood's gonna bust off in your hand. But again, a very, very solid knife, and a newer addition to the lineup here. I wanted something that was a little bit more lightweight in regards to an everyday carry versus something that was a little bit heavier, which is what I was dealing with. So I went with this high carbon steel blade with the laminated wood. I mean, this is beautiful. This is the Rat 3. It's called the Adventurer, and that is from Ontario Knife Company. And again, made in the U.S. right there. It's from Franklinville, New York. So go check them out. I mean, they make a great knife. This is the sheath that it came with. Again, real easy to pop that out. They're from, they've been around since 1889. So pretty good, again, in regards to that. The sheath itself, I do not know if this is made in the U.S. These are from Sanford, Pennsylvania. I don't know if this sheath is. It might just be a branded overseas one, but don't hold me to that. I don't really know. But again, one of my favorite blades pretty much in my whole collection of knives is going to be this Rat 3. This thing is super sick. I love that nice fat blade right there. I love it. And it tapers to a nice tip like that. No box tip on this one, but a nice fat blade. And it's also got this nice grippage part right here for your thumb, which is great for pretty much everything you're going to need it for. And again, this is going to be for everyday protection. It's very difficult in the state of Colorado to possess and carry a firearm because of the way that the laws are and the certain buildings and places you're not allowed to be. And then it kind of disrupts your life in a way, you know what I'm saying, when you're traveling around. But you're allowed to travel around with a knife in most places at this point. They haven't fully done a knife ban in Colorado. I mean, and how crazy some of this sounds to some other places where you might live listening to this video, but not all places are like how you have it. Some places are a little bit more strict when it comes to these things, and versus me having to pitch one of these items inside of a trash can or giving it over to somebody, I just have to either leave it in the vehicle or leave it at home, you know what I'm saying? But most of the time I just leave it in the vehicle. So again, this is my everyday carry right here. This is stuff that goes with me all the time, every single day. Like I said, this is probably the only thing that doesn't go with me every single day, because about half the time of the year I do use this, and half the time I just rock the regular ring because, again, it's it's not cold and my hands and skin have not shrunk, so I don't really need that type of ring on me at all times, especially in the hotter seasons when you're sweating with the silicone on. But that's neither here nor there. Why don't you let me know down in the comments below what you think of my everyday carry loadout here for 2021. Why don't you let me know some of the things that you have in your everyday carry for going into 2021. How do you equip yourself when you go out into the world? I mean, again, you know, a simple trip to the store, depending on how far the store is, could turn into a devastating event for you. It could be something where you might actually, you know, need some of these tools to help yourself get by. But for the most part, most of these items are everyday use items that, you know, having the tools on me at all times is, you know, quintessential for me to be able to run my everyday life, especially when I'm tuning up gear or tuning up a vehicle, my vehicle or whoever's vehicle that I might be helping at the time. But again, my everyday carry, let me know yours down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Want more content like this, subscribe for more, because I do reviews every single day. So look out for that, and have a great rest of your day.